What's up, everyone? I'm Jonny.
And I'm Elliott.
And welcome to the Sport Mind Avenue podcast, the intersection of all things currently happening in sports and the psychological impacts it can have on athletes and the community.
And if you want to learn more about how to improve your mental understanding of sports, or you just wish to view more podcasts like this one, then go check out mind-designsports.org and get your head in the game.
Welcome back to the Sport Mind Avenue podcast, where we talk all things currently happening in sports and the mental impacts it can have on athletes in the community. On today's episode, we have playoff talk, Spider Tack discussions, we have free agency talk and predictions, Ben's breakdown, and then finally an extra fantasy draft just for everyone. So, how are we doing today, boys?
Doing well, I can't complain. Teaching kids sports. And gotta love it, instilling in the minds and the young, in their mental efforts and to continuing to chase their dreams is pretty fun.
Yeah, Camp Counselor Elliott over here. Love to see it.
Camp Director.
Camp Director, excuse me. My fault.
Going into the counselor. What a week of guys! What a week of playoffs, huh? Freaking
yeah, man. We got a lot of storylines to cover today.
Yesterday was my first day in weeks without basketball.
You're like you could breathe. No, there was not much on. There was Lightning Islanders last night. I'll also talk about that game, but that was the only game on last night.
That was a bent over game.
That was
oh my.
I mean, dude, I'll talk about it in my segment, but God, that game was. I went downstairs and it was 4-0 already. I was like, no basketball night, just hockey. Watch a nice hockey game, even teams. What a terrible game.
They got scudded.
Worst game I've
watched. It was tough to watch.
Ruined.
Worst hockey game I've watched in 10 years. I'm not even kidding. That was. It was the most.
We'll definitely get to hockey talk in a little bit for sure, but I want to start with the NBA playoffs. We owe it to everyone. It's been a while in between this episode and last one, so we have a whole new round. So let's start with the Nets lost.
Okay, well,
who thought that one was coming?
I gotta go first. Gotta shout out my friends from Milwaukee. Nate Reiling, Rob Linnell, Luke Ishii, if you're gonna listen. Congrats on the Bucks winning. Okay. I said it is in the group chat this weekend to them, and I'm going to say it again on this podcast. If the Nets are healthy, the Nets are winning. Okay? Period. Chris, also, second thing, and I will admit I was wrong. I didn't think this would happen. Chris Middleton stepped the hell up in this series. And the thing is that the Bucks last year, bubble, garbage. That's why I know Giannis got hurt at the end of that Heat series, but the Bucks Middleton sucked. He wasn't consistent, okay? Middleton has been consistent, and he's been playing like a number 2 guy like Giannis needs, okay? He's not the best number 2 guy. Giannis could have a lot better of a number 2 guy, don't get me wrong, but Chris Middleton is damn stepping up, and I'm liking it because if he can play like that, the Bucks have a good chance of winning the finals. However, like I said, the Nets are healthy guys. The Nets are winning, and I think the Nets are winning in 6 in that series. KD is maybe the best player in the world. I still think KD's better than Giannis after that playoff series. If Harden's not 50%, then Harden's healthy. Harden has had a reputation in the playoffs for being kind of a letdown, especially in those later rounds. But I will say that Rockets here was bad in Game 7. However, Harden's healthy. He has Durant with him. He's chilling. You get Kyrie Irving too. If he's healthy, and this is why, you know what? Thank God the Celtics never even considered signing him back. His personality is toxic, and he's injury prone. The guy he went down like a twig again and again. He does every year. He goes down like a twig. It's kind of, I'm concerned for Kyrie, and he gets hurt every year in the playoffs. But the Nets weren't healthy, and the Bucks hopped on that. So do you want to go?
Yeah. Ben, I gotta ask. How the Bucks weren't very good in the bubble. Do you think that the lack of fans and the lack of that motivation?
Listen, the bubble was a different. It was a different, game down there. It was like playing pickleball. I feel like the teams that got hot in the bubble were the Heat. I mean, the Heat. I think if you have a normal playoffs in 2020, Heat don't make it. The Bucks, I think, make it out of the East in 2020. if the Bucks are healthy. That I actually still think that Bucks team last year was better in some sense. I don't know. Drew Holiday is a pretty good upgrade from Eric Bledsoe, but that Bucks team last year was dominant, guys. Like they lost like 12 games. Like that was a really good year. And Middleton was playing good. Middleton was super good that season. Again, in the bubble, Chris Middleton he just disappeared. Like he had a couple of good games here and there. Like he had a 140 pointer. But he wasn't good. He couldn't be Giannis' number 2. And Bledsoe was not a good. Bledsoe was just garbage. So maybe listen, this Bucks team could win. I mean, I think the Suns are the best team in the playoffs, especially when they get CP3 back, probably on Wednesday. Even if the Suns lose tonight, the Suns are still winning in 5, and I think the Suns are going to win in 4. So, but the Bucks, if they're
Suns in 4,
dude. If the Bucks are healthy, bro, the Bucks have a really good chance. The Nets are probably the biggest obstacle they're gonna have to climb. Maybe the Suns. The Suns look good, but the Nets. Congrats on the Bucks. They got lucky because the Nets got injured, but congrats on the Bucks.
I don't want to see Chuck win. I roasted him last time when Chuck went into the halftime report and he's like, "Yeah, Bucks are going all the way. They're winning it all." I really don't want to see Chuck. I don't want to see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, shout out the Bucks. They finally got that hump off their back, right? Getting out of that hard Eastern area. Now they move on to the Hawks, who are definitely a scrappy team who don't go away easy. So I guess the question is, what are the Bucks going to have to do to keep Tre Young and that Hawks offense at bay?
Well, I don't know if you've ever tried to guard someone that's an absolutely ridiculous shooter that can literally shoot from anywhere, but it's really hard to do. It is extremely hard to guard someone that's basically like mini Steph Curry out there. They did a great job of it. They didn't, but Tre Young is a great shooter, and if you can keep him at bay like they did in the last series, then you should be okay. But Kevin Huerter, his teammates said they call him his second personality, Kayvon, when he's hot. It's something to deal with, and I really don't think that the Hawks will show too much. I think they'll win a couple games, but they'll make a little bit of a statement.
Bucks in 6. That's my prediction. Bucks in 6. Let me just say about the Hawks. Oh, thank God Philly's out of the playoffs. I just hate Philly so much. I have family. I'm residing right now at my summer home down by Philadelphia, about an hour. I'm in the Jersey Shore, but southern Jersey Shore, so it's mainly Philly people. So God, I cannot wait to roast them about the Sixers. I know the Celtics didn't make it far, but Boston was injured. Philly was at full form. Ben Simmons can't shoot. He's gone. He's out. We'll talk about Ben Simmons more individually later, but he's gone. Goodbye to Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid, torn meniscus. If Embiid's healthy, maybe, but Embiid was still doing the things.
It wasn't Embiid's fault.
It wasn't Embiid's fault. Depth again. I mean, Seth Curry played a great series, but the Hawks just played better. They had better game plans. I mean, even the games the Hawks lost, they played good games. You know what I mean? Like Philly just was the better team, but the Hawks, Kevin Huerter, I've always liked Kevin Huerter. He was good this year, all year. He stepped up. Also, no one talks about this. The Hawks fired Coach Lloyd Pierce in the middle of the year. Hawks were a struggling team. Hawks looked like another lottery year. Out of nowhere, Hawks are coming in as the 5th seed, 4th seed all year. I'm like, okay, they're on the Celtics' tails. Then they're better than the Celtics at the end of the year. I'm like, maybe Nate McMillan, he used to be the Pacers coach. Why did the Pacers fire him? Because look what Nate McMillan's doing with the Hawks.
Pacers weren't going anywhere though with him.
But the Pacers at least were making the play. They didn't make the Pacers have talent on their team. They didn't make the playoffs this year. They made the playoffs every other year with McMillan. And that Pacers team, they weren't NBA final teams, but they were, they could make it to the second round, I think. However, so that's what I'm saying. Nick McMillan is maybe low-key coach of the year candidate, the way he's been coaching this team. Also, Tre Young didn't play great in Game 7. I texted my friend Spencer, he's a big Hawks fan from Atlanta. I said to him, if the Hawks can beat the Bucks, it's possible. I do think the Hawks, if they do it, it's going to be in 5. It's going to be in 7, maybe 6, 7. I think they'll win in Milwaukee. I think But Tre Young has got to play perfect. He can't have a bad game like that, even against the Bucks, because Giannis is coming. Giannis is determined to win this year too. I will say Giannis has gone through his obstacle of the second round with the Nets. He's coming. Chris Middleton keeps playing the way he does. Bucks should still win in 6. That's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
But Tre Young has got to play perfect.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Bucks in 6. I think that
Wins.
Tre Young is nasty. Tre Young's nasty, but, like, there's only so much he can do against this Bucks team. So I'd say Bucks in 6. Maybe if they pull it out, Hawks in 7. But right now, Bucks in 6.
And Tre Young, again, there's going to be games where Tre Young is going to go off and score 50 points. Don't get me wrong, or 45. But he can't. I don't think it's going to be hard. He has Drew Holiday is a lot better of a point guard to guard him. No offense to Ben Simmons, because Drew Holiday is a true guarding point.
No offense to Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons sucks. So
yeah, I guess let's move on to that part. Yeah, 76ers are gone. Ben Simmons cannot shoot, period.
Guys,
sources are saying he gets treated like a baby.
I'm worried about that.
Throw out the most interesting statistic out there as far as Ben Simmons goes. So the lowest free throw percentage in a single NBA playoffs,
lower than Shaq's,
of at least 70 shots. Ben Simmons in 1 with 34.2%.
Nice.
In 1 this year. Then Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal with 37.4. You have a worse free throw percentage than
Shaq.
Shaq. Come on. I've heard a lot of talk that when he started playing basketball, his dad was like his main coach, and he does everything with his right hand except shoot. He shoots with his left hand because his dad taught him how to shoot with his left hand. Now, when he went to the NBA, they tried to work with him. He had shooting guards and even JJ Redick come up and talk to him and be like, hey, man, like, you should start shooting with your right hand. You should start shooting with your right hand because you're going to shoot a lot better. It'd be more accurate. The way your vision works is that you have a dominant eye, and where you line up your shot with your eye makes you a lot better shooter. And he said no. Like, he tried to work with his shooting coach for a while, and then as soon as his shooting coach left, he went back to his left hand. And I think that might have a lot of things to do with it. He said he's not going to play in where was it? Was it Europe for the Olympics? I'm pretty sure he probably got a call that night, being like, "Hey man, I don't think we want you." And
definitely,
I got to work in the off season, because even Joel Embiid said, you know, he wanted to throw him under the bus so badly in his post game press conference. His mentality was just way under his belt.
Yeah, guys, Ben Simmons, sorry, Elliott, to interrupt you. My grandfather's a Sixers fan, and he was saying this to me. Guys, Ben Simmons is someone, what is he even doing in the offseason? Like, he hasn't been, my grandfather was telling me, he wasn't training. He was out with Kendall Jenner, smooching with Kendall Jenner. You know, look what Tatum was doing. Look what Donovan Mitchell was doing. Look what Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is actually the best example. He couldn't even shoot out of college when we drafted him from Cal. One of the best three-point shooters in the league right now. Oh, you know what he did all summer was shoot threes. Constantly. Hundreds a day. That's what I mean. Ben Simmons didn't do that. And like you said, you just want to interrupt you on the Embiid thing. Joel Embiid is a winner. Joel Embiid's a great player. You gotta respect him. He played on torn meniscus, guys, and put up 30. Okay? And 15 rebounds. This guy's unreal. But the thing is his mentality is great. But Ben Simmons, where was he? I mean, he has no heart for the ball. He had no passion to even get rebounds. I mean, did you see? He looked scared out there. He did.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line,
he was 100%. He was 100%.
Hurt. Embiid was hurt, and then Embiid was dominating. Okay, just putting it out there. You know, pointing it out.
Bottom line, if you're Ben Simmons, you need to learn how to shoot this summer. I know the 76ers have a plan. No. I know the 76ers have a plan in place for you. That's what they've been sharing with everyone. You need to learn how to shoot this summer, or you're going to become irrelevant quick. That's all I have to say.
I think he becomes irrelevant after this year. I do not think that I think he'll try. I think he'll try to get better, but I do not think that he will ever become to the standard that they want them to be and what he was expected to be coming out of the NBA draft, I don't think that he will pull up his weight because he's been in the league for what, 4 years now, and
He's out of the first year.
and he did get injured his freshman year, but besides that, he has had all this time to work on this. He's a point guard. You're a point guard. Your literally main job is to guard the points. Get the points. Help them out. When people need a quick point or something, they're gonna look for you. For you. Yeah, and as soon as he made that drastic error and shoving the ball off in the fourth quarter, even Joel Embiid said it, that's when the game was over. You cannot have your point guard scared to make.
He was scared. No heart. Yeah, and he had no passion, guys. You know?
I don't know if it's the pressure. Maybe he's suffering from depression.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't have it there.
Like his mentality is losing. I mean, guys, what is like in the psych terms? What is his problem out of these words?
Maybe he's part of the Jenner curse.
No, it's confidence.
You don't have to curse D. Booker. He better not curse D. Books.
The answer is confidence. Ben Simmons has no confidence with his jumper. If he had even half the confidence I had with mine, he'd be a 3-point shooter. He's just so soft with it. I'm so bad at basketball, but I don't care. Just go out and enjoy, shoot threes, have a good time. I don't understand why it's such a big deal right now.
Yeah.
I as much hate as I'm throwing to Ben Simmons, he deserves it right now. He 100% deserves it.
He's been getting it from the Celtics fans, but not from the rest of the NBA. The NBA
he
is
can take this hate and work it into building himself into better player, and I would love that. I would love for him to get traded. He works in the offseason, and he becomes a dominant player. That would be awesome. Good for him. He was drafted by a team for a reason. He made it all the way from college into the NBA for a reason. You proved yourself to be here. Prove why you should stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So, Ben Simmons is just not having a good time right now. He's getting ragged by the media. I hate watching it because I really do like him. So he just needs to spend the summer developing. That's what he needs to focus on.
I just didn't like him because Philly fans hyped him up so much, and that's better than Tatum, better than Mitchell. I was like, come on. No.
All right, let's flip it over to the other series now.
That one makes me sad.
It does, but we got to keep moving on with it.
Jazz
are out. Clippers clutched up in a 4-2 series win.
Paul George ends the curse.
Paul George showed up for once. You love to see it.
No pandemic P. He even looked good on Sunday against the Suns. Game 1, he looked good.
He was balling. He looked great.
D. Booker played out of his mind. If D. Booker doesn't play good in that game, the Clippers win that game. So, I think
D. Book's nasty, man. He's just gonna keep doing his thing.
Getting better.
I had Jazz going all the way.
Really?
I didn't have him winning. I didn't have him winning the finals.
You're not a Suns rider. You gotta be a Suns rider.
Before the Suns, let me be clear. All right? As Obama once said, let me be clear. I did not have them winning the series until the Suns came out and showed why they deserved to be there. The Suns showed out. Chris Paul, Devin Booker showed everyone why Ben Simmons, I hope you're listening, why they belong in the league. And Chris Paul showed how he is a dominant player and why he deserves to be in the league. And I think the Suns deserve to be where they are. You can say this, like, everyone deserves to be where they are. Some people got more advantageous options. When the Nets got injured, for example, the Bucks got a better shot at winning that series. The Suns had basically nothing going for them. They lost Chris Paul and still won. It still kept going.
Guys, what that shows me?
Won the first game.
How much more dangerous the Suns are, because they have a lot of young talent. And Devin Booker, once Chris Paul even goes, it took the Suns a couple of years to get going. You got Chris Paul there now. These guys look better than last year, even without him now. They feel confident. DeAndre Ayton, they're confident. This team believes in themselves to win. You know what I mean? This is a confident Suns team. The Suns teams in the past, and you started seeing it in the bubble a little bit last year. That the 8-0 bubble start, the hype got going, but the Suns were young. They just didn't lack maturity yet. Devin Booker was putting up points, but no one else really. Ayton was just a rookie and barely even in the league. You got it just, you know what I mean? The Suns were really young. And sorry, actually, I'm watching the Red Sox. Hunter Renfroe just did a 2-run homer. Red Sox up 5-2. But back to what I was saying. The Suns matured, and now you're seeing that even without Chris Paul now. It's like Chris Paul's like, I'm going to take a game off. I'm like, I'm not really, but I was out. Chris Paul's like the grandpa. These young grandkids, they dominate out there just by themselves. Even Booker showed up. And I think the Suns are looking dangerous.
I'm
Now,
not going.
I do believe that Chris Paul's back tonight, right?
Is he back today?
I think so.
I think
But
so.
I'm going Suns in 5.
He was just out for the game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Hunter Renfroe, by the way, Elliott just hit a shot, dude.
Yeah, I know. I just got the notification.
Big series for the Red Sox, and we got sorry, Jonny, Yankees. Actually, that triple play was pretty sick though on Sunday.
Yeah.
That play was pretty cool.
Sorry, Yankees.
I know it was.
Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays battling for first. Right
Hey,
now.
you know what? We're winning right now, so that's a start.
We're winning. You're right
We're
now.
winning. Yeah, but who cares? Like I don't win anymore. We're winning, right? Let's move on. I guess that's a perfect transition to our first topic of the day.
Wait. Whoa. What about Devin Booker?
What do you mean? We talk about Devin Booker every
Oh, it's
episode.
like Bryant. Guys, no, come on. No,
Can we have this debate?
No, not yet.
Ben?
Devin Booker hasn't even won anything.
I think Jason Tatum is more like Kobe Bryant than Devin Booker. Jason Tatum reminds me of Kobe.
I can have that argument, yes.
Jason Tatum is more like Kobe than Booker. But Booker's position.
Devin Booker's stats do highly resemble Kobe Bryant. So.
Okay, fine.
He is a better three-point shooter.
Tatum's techniques remind me of Kobe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Booker's
He has more finesse moves. Devin Booker is more of a dribble around, spot up shooter.
That's what Kobe was, though. Devin Booker has the shooting, like the dribble up, and Tatum has more of like the physique side of Kobe.
Yeah, I agree with this.
It's a mix of both. So Tatum and Booker, I agree. But I don't know. No one's Kobe, you know?
Yeah, well, that's why they don't call him Kobe. They call him like Kobe.
Yeah.
Like Mike, that man wasn't like, but he was like.
He even said it. Kobe said it on The Last Dance before he died. Like, I'm not Michael Jordan. I would never Michael Jordan. And he's like, Michael Jordan taught me what I know. You know what I mean? Like,
But he's in talks with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I think Jason Tatum will develop into a more all-star overall character in the NBA than Devin Booker will. I think Devin Booker will evolve into a great player, even better than he is now. But I do not think that he'll be as star-studded as Jason Tatum.
He's not going to be as good as Tatum. I will say, here's my debate. Was he better than Jaylen Brown? Now say he's better than Jaylen Brown. Absolutely. Like, Jaylen Brown's good, but Devin Booker, like, here's a question.
Jaylen Brown isn't your number one star.
No, Booker could be. And the thing is here's the question. Who is Booker now past? You think, is Devin Booker better than Paul George? Is he better than Paul George right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And right now, like, in the moment,
you think Devin Booker's prime could be better than Paul George's peak prime?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I said Jaylen Brown. Is he better than John Morant?
Yes.
No. Is he better than? Is he better? Ready? Is he better?
How are you going to say he's better than John Morant?
Better than Russell Westbrook.
John Morant is a point guard, all right? He can be a shooting guard. Like, it doesn't really matter, but he's a majority point guard. Devin Booker is a spot-up shooter.
Oh, here's one more for you,
but you're going to sit here and tell me that John Morant's better than Devin Booker with the straight face.
I can tell you right now that John Morant will be another Westbrook. That's my.
Yeah. Is he better than Russell Westbrook?
No. John Morant isn't better than Russell Westbrook, but he will be a Russell.
Oh, no.
Russell for all of his.
We are getting sidetracked. Okay, let's get back to focus, please. On to topic 1, like we were supposed to do. Completely irrelevant to the sport of basketball.
He got me back into the Devin Booker, so I was ready to go to baseball.
So, inspections are starting for sticky substances on pitchers in the MLB. We saw Jacob deGrom be the first one to experience it yesterday. I think Garrett Cole got inspected today. So, yeah, just
I
an
want
interesting time in the MLB. They're cracking down on the substances. Love to see it.
It's not surprising. The MLB always finds a way. They always track down. Something always starts, and the MLB's there. It just takes them a couple of years.
Now, what I have a problem with this is that they made it a big issue before they started cracking down on it. What they've done is, like before it starts, when it starts to come out, immediately go into investigations instead of wait, because by now they could just like not use it, just stop using it.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Is for them not to be using it.
There's an investigation, like what stopped until it blows away and then it just comes back.
Well, the thing is like they'll probably expect pitchers every game now, though.
Pitchers are inspected every start, every time they come in from the bullpen. If they're touching the mound, they're going to be inspected. So I don't see that going away at any time in the near future. I guess a good question we could ask that kind of ties into the psychology aspect of the show is, what are the possible mental impacts that this could have on like free agency in this offseason, right? You're working hard, you're using stuff, trying to get that big contract. And all of a sudden they're cracking down. You haven't been caught yet, but you're still trying to get that payday. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems here with ethics and stuff like that comes into play.
Yeah. Well, these pitchers too, mentally, like they're like, oh shit, what if I start like sucking once they crack down? Like there are a lot of these like elite pitchers, like even someone like Tyler Glasgow guys. I mean, I've heard rumors about Tyler Glasgow using it. Guys, how good are they off him? I mean, I could even say Garrett Richards in the Red Sox. I heard Garrett Richards rumors recently, and Garrett Richards the first month was really good. Last couple starts, not as good. Like, it's a little sus for people like that. Like, you want that money, and you're using that, and now you can't use it because you're going to get checked every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a tough crowd to survey so far to see if it's really changed. Because you're surveying the two best pitchers in baseball, regardless of substances or not. So it's kind of hard to tell.
Clayton Kershaw at least hasn't. Clayton Kershaw hasn't been like a talk though. That just shows Clayton Kershaw's respected by everyone. So I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, shows you right there though. Clayton Kershaw is the goat of our era of pitching. No one's said anything about Clayton Kershaw. That's all I'm saying. Like Clayton Kershaw.
I think he has like a 4 ERA, so I don't think he's doing well.
Not this year, but well. What does that make you think he used it like other years?
No, I don't think so. Spider Tack's definitely a newer thing that has come into the league. I think it's been like 2 years.
Like Adrian Martinez used it in 2004. Like there's no way like these guys were using it. Like
no,
or I don't even know. Like Mariano Rivera, but none of like the closer. Like no one used that. I don't think not in those days.
And I mean it's
20.
I looked into the rosin thing. It's true what Trevor Bauer was saying. Like, that is sticky enough to make the baseball stick to your hand. So I'm kind of on board just the stick to rosin thing and stop worrying about all the substances. It's just kind of, I don't even know. Like, it's just weird having to watch these inspections go on before a pitcher takes the mound. After they come off, like it wastes a little bit of time. There's a lot of other, I guess, details that revolve around it that, may change how players perceive it, right? You got the punishments, right? It's just one start. If you're a starting pitcher, you just push your starts back. So that's something. Upcoming free agency. Like, there's a lot of decisions in the future that will decide whether these players use the substances or not. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of who is just like, F it. Let's just keep using it. If we get caught, we get caught. We're just going to keep balling. And who's just going to be careful, but they'll see their numbers decline. It's just going to be a weird situation to follow.
Well, is the MLB going to go down or up? Like, if people are going to be like, oh, maybe batting makes, I feel like hitting, more fans like hitting. But guys, I gotta say something about the MLB. Like, my grandfather told me this. Like, you know what baseball's came to these days? It's literally just hit home runs. Like, I think it's sad. Like, baseball's
Yeah,
not
I
about
was
that.
telling
It's
you
about
that.
yeah, like it's just ridiculous. And I
Yeah.
think it's just like not even just as pitching. Maybe like I think pitching is more boring for a general fan. Pitching is gonna be more boring. I like watching a good pitcher's duel. Don't get me wrong, but as a person our age, they like baseball with a lot of hitting. Look at the steroids era. Look at the Barry Bonds era. Look at the that was Manny Ramirez. Like that was a crazy time for hitting. And look at the ratings. They went back up. Now they're going down again. I mean, is this good for the MLB? Maybe batting goes up, and also like the home run thing. I think it just ruins it too, like you said. But maybe more players will get hits.
People like action, and it's gaining, especially in the younger audience. People want power. Look at boxing. Boxing is starting to take off again. People want to see hitting, whether it's hitting a ball, hitting a person, or hitting
Fighting's getting big. Fighting's getting huge.
anything. So I one thing I have a problem with is that they've enforced a lot of rules in baseball to make the game faster, and then now they're gonna introduce this new investigation every time the pitcher goes up to pitch and goes off the mound, making the game slower again. So like how do you think that will impact the fan engagement and the fan response?
Well, I think it's only going to be once or twice a game, like before they start or when they finish. I don't think it's going to be every single inning. So it's not going to be like oh, this is going to take 5 minutes to inspect. Like, they're going to check your hat, they're going to check your glove, check your pockets, and then you're good to go. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's not like something that's really going to delay the game, but at the same time, it's something that's just going to become a nuisance as it continues to have to happen throughout the league.
From a sports marketing standpoint, they could definitely integrate some type of revenue generation from this. And you know how you have like the 7th inning stretch, the investigation stretch, and they do like a contest during the investigation and do like a funny sticky game or something. And
yeah, it could work.
That'd be funny.
It's just I don't know if the MLB wants to promote stuff like that. That's the only thing.
Well, it's not directly the MLB, it's the teams individually, because the team is managed by a separate entity than the MLB. Whoever puts on the in-game promotions and stuff, that's usually not the MLB, it's the team management.
Yeah. I mean, you could look into that. Maybe you could be the first guy to kind of pioneer that market. That would be interesting. But on to topic 2 for the day. This one, it's basically free agency talk. Major sports are coming to an end soon. So there's a lot of free agents on the market. I also have a couple free agents over here that I want to get your opinions on who they're going to be going to. So I guess the first thing I want to do is this free agency segment is not going to be based around a news story or anything like that. It's basically like an open discussion pretty much about kind of the stresses of being a free agent, risk versus reward during a contract year, just stuff like that. Like it's very tough being a free agent, major sports. You always want to cash in on that next check. You never know what's going to happen. So there's a lot of ethical decisions, a lot of health decisions. There's so many things you have to be on top of as you're going into this free agency here. And at the end of the day, you have to play incredible. Otherwise, you won't get the money you see. So I'm going to kind of open up the floor to a brief little discussion about free agency, kind of ways to deal with the mental stresses, stuff like that you guys would like to talk about.
I'd like to go first. I don't know if you guys ever played 2K. Well, I know you guys have played 2K.
Yeah, I whooped you
many times.
Several games. Before we get into this, since you brought up 2K,
you whooped me maybe once.
Since we brought up 2K, Elliott and I played with our teams that we drafted from the different eras.
That was BS.
We played with both the first draft where we weren't recording and the second draft where we were, and I smoked them with both squads.
He didn't smoke me. He smoked me with one squad, because
Both of them, you got
one
mobs.
And well, anyways, and back into 2K. Once a player hits free agency, that's a do or die. If you're not a star player going into free agency, your career can be done. And that's literally the end of your professional career. That's when you start doing podcasts or start coaching little league or something like that, or start doing I don't know, general management. You take a step back from the game, and there are people who get into the free agency, and that's when their life can begin for the better, because they can go off to a better team. They have more hope and more drive to actually do what needs to be done with a team that wants them. So for some people, it can be a start of their career, and for others, it can be an end. And that alone puts so much mental stress on you that it's ridiculous. But the great part about free agency, I do have to say, is the contract negotiations. Is that if you believe you deserve to be paid better, this is your time to be. Mm-hmm. It's your time to negotiate your contract and work that salary that you think you rightly deserve. And for others, on the other tail end, it's a time when you lose money. You might be a free agent for that reason. You never got traded while you were going into free agency, knowing that, okay, this guy's going to be a free agent. We should trade him so we can get something out of him at least before he just goes off and does whatever he wants. And if you make that, if the team makes that decision to not even try to trade you, just let you go, it's usually not a good thing. Unless it's the player's option, unless they have a player's option and they're unrestricted, which a lot of people are going into the off season this year, especially in the NBA. But it the way it puts a downer on you can be a lot. But yeah, you have to have mental strength going into free agency, and you got to know what you deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, Elliott, everything Elliott just said was just absolutely spot on about it, because I actually wonder all the time, what is it like to be a free agent? As any sport, soccer, football, you know what I mean, and baseball.
I mean, technically,
I can tell you right now, as being a free agent my whole life,
you're leaving your home.
Not good.
You know, you can go. Sorry, bro. I didn't need to.
Oh no, I just since high school I've been a free agent. So I took my player's option and not signing for my D2 and D3 schools for lacrosse. But yeah, you get to make your own decisions, which is great. But on the other side, you're not getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stressful time in any athlete's life, You got a lot of pressures, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. It's a high-intensity situation. It's like you have to have a lot of strength,
Yeah, like as a veteran, you're a veteran. Like I think that's even a stressful time. You have a wife, kids at that time in your 30s. You want to keep playing. You want to look at Tom Brady. He picked up everything. He moved to Tampa with his entire family. But that just goes to say, do a lot of athletes, you think, actually bring their families too with them to that city, or do they keep them?
Definitely. I think it's more painful to go to another team without your family, because not only do you have that mental pressure of performing, but also
not with you.
Can't spend time with the people you.
Well, because I heard this is OKC guys, but Chris Paul last year when he was on the Thunder, his kids didn't go to OKC with him. He kept them out in LA. He's kept them out in LA since he got traded from the Clippers, I think.
Yeah, but his kids at that time were also already in school. They already had friends. They already had established workplace. And I don't think Chris Paul saw himself being in OKC very long. I think he knew that going into the trade.
What about Houston though? Because he was in Houston with James Harden for 2 years too.
That is true.
Well, it's interesting you guys bring up Chris Paul, because I actually have a list of free agents from several sports on here.
I was wondering if I could get you guys' predictions for teams this next year.
Hey, Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, both low-key went out of their teams. Luka Doncic, I've heard Luka Doncic rumors, guys. Where is Luka? Could Luka be headed somewhere?
Wait, Ben, can I pause you real quick? Can you say that name again?
Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic?
Luka Doncic?
Doncic. I call it Doncic. I don't know.
I'm sorry, man. That was funny.
No, it's fine. Sometimes. No, I have friends that do that. They say like names wrong, and I'm like, that's not right. But, like I just say. I don't know if I say Doncic. But look at Luka Doncic. There you go. Doncic.
You continue.
He wants. I've been hearing rumors, guys, that he wants out of Dallas.
Dallas. Him and Kristaps both gone.
Rick Carlisle. I think Kristaps wants out of Dallas. Obviously, we talked about Kristaps. He wants to be the own guy, but
I have a question for you, Ben. Then, do you think if Luka leaves, Doncic, Kristaps wants to be his own player? So rock paper scissors, and loser has to leave Dallas.
No, so you're saying.
I think Porzingis would stay in Dallas if Luka leaves.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. I mean Porzingis would be a great addition, just as the number one guy. I mean, losing Luka would be bad, but like there you go, Porzingis. That's you're the number one guy now. You're in Dallas. Mark Cuban, like if Mark Cuban's a big market guy, Dallas is a what I mean. It's a well-known team because of Mark Cuban. Kristaps Porzingis has his stardom, but if you're a Dallas fan listening, guys, you do not want Luka gone. You could build a team with Luka. I've been seeing the potential. I know Luka's
going to be the best player on the planet in 2 years.
Yeah,
you get rid of Luka, you're an idiot.
Yeah, why the heck would you get rid of Luka? He's better than Tatum.
I don't think at that point they want to get rid of
he's better than Tatum. Better than Tatum. Luka Doncic. See, I can't. He's better than. It's in my head now. Luka. I was gonna say Luka. Luka. He's going to be the best player. He's going to be a 3 to 4-time MVP in this league. Period. He does everything, and he's other than defending. His defending is a little iffy. That's the one thing I give Tatum over him. But his facilitating, his shooting. I mean, he's like a bigger version of Steph Curry, low key. Guys, he literally just pops up threes like nothing. He's stronger than Steph Curry. Like he's strong. He can take it low. He's really nifty. He's like more slick than you think. Like he can get through defenders, kind of like James Harden. He's an amazing passer, can rebound. I mean, how can you not tell me this guy's unreal? Unreal. I mean, when they were saying this guy from Slovenia, I didn't believe it. I thought it was another European hype up. Even Porzingis a little hyped up. No, this guy is the real deal. He's better than Zion. And before you go, Elliott, I want to say Zion's parents, according to this, not even Zion, parents, want him out of New Orleans. Here's my thing on this. I have a friend that goes to school down in New Orleans. That's a fun ass city. Yeah, that's a fun city. Okay, as a young, Zion's my age, practically.
But it's destructive.
Yeah. But I think Zion's a guy that trains pretty hard, and stuff. Zion Williamson, it's a fun little city, and I feel like if I'm Zion, he's only been on the team for 2 years. Like Stan Van Gundy was a flop. I never liked Stan Van Gundy. You have Brandon Ingram, you have talent on the team, but you gotta look at it this way. Like you get some guys in New Orleans. Come on, don't give up on Zion. Like Zion needs to stick with New Orleans for a couple years. If it's like Davis or Paul 6-7 years in, okay, get me out of New Orleans. But he's got Brandon Ingram. I mean, CB3 didn't have a star with him in New Orleans. Maybe David West, okay player, all-star 1 year. And then Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, no offense, Drew Holiday is a great 3rd or 4th piece on the Bucks right now. But Drew Holiday, the Bucks, or Boogie Cousins, but the Pelicans had no backcourt for AD. There's talent on this Pelicans team. I'll wrap that up.
I think that Zion needs to go to a team that needs a big man. And they don't need to build a team around Zion. Zion needs to go to a team that's already been built. And he needs to be the keystone piece at the top.
Yeah.
Technically at the bottom because he's a center. But going back into free agents, Chris Paul is going to be a free agent. I think that he'll re-sign.
He's not going. If Phoenix wins automatically, if Phoenix loses, he still goes back.
I still think he's going to stay there. I think he likes the team. He likes where he is. He likes his
It's Arizona. It's a nice little area, man.
Yeah.
It's not that far from LA.
Kyle Lowry.
The Celtics?
I don't want Kyle Lowry. I
don't either, but maybe. I'm not a fan of him too. I actually was saying this to my friend. All that guy does is stick his ass into you, and he expects to get a foul call.
Yeah. I mean, my
he's old.
Kyle Lowry stems from me playing with him and like building a draft, doing the like snake drafts back when I was in like high school, and just drafting teams all the time. And I played with him on 2K once, and
he's garbage on 2K, bro.
I was like 50-0, and he's like, I want to trade. Like, bro, like we're literally the best.
Really?
I don't see him leaving, man. I think he'll stay there in Toronto until his career's over.
He's
going to rot away in Toronto.
He will.
Toronto isn't going to do anything.
They had that 1 year, and the Toronto's not going to win like in the next 50 years now. Kawhi brought them a little glory, and then goodbye. Like DeRozan is good. Kawhi's like, I'll get you a ring. I'll get you a ring. He's like, hey. I mean, he'll get him a ring.
What about now? Mondo, I have a question for you. What about Goran?
Dragic?
Yeah.
Honestly, that is someone I could see going to the Celtics.
Yeah, I just said Celtics. I'm not being biased.
Yeah,
Celtics.
he's a second place player now. He's a bench player.
My hero's taking the job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he could help run that Celtics squad.
You think?
So, yeah, I mean, I'd say they're the team that comes to mind. You're trying to move around some pieces. Goran Dragic is a great facilitator. Like, he's perfect for that offense.
What about Evan Fournier?
He's back in Boston, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I also think this.
I think he liked it here. I think he saw the potential in the Celtics too. You get Jaylen Brown. I'll get into my segment. I'll talk against the Celtics more. I think he's already liking the team even more. Okay, I think you get Fournier back, and I think you can get Goran Dragic here. That's someone how about another one though? Mike Conley to the Celtics. We're not mind that.
Mike Conley. Mike Conley is definitely a team player.
He's happy. He's definitely happy where he is, man. He's been balling out there.
And hey guys, that's a question. If Mike Conley's healthy in the Clippers series, do the Jazz win? They were missing Mike Conley. Remember that?
I think so, because you'd still have Kawhi out. I think Jazz would have been able to kind of fight through it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's. I got a couple more athletes that I want to bring up for free agency, just from different sports. So next one, Carlos Correa.
Yes. Okay. So, Johnny, I'm glad you brought this one up, man. I was watching the Red Sox Astros series, and these Red Sox announcers every freaking time is about Carlos Correa is going to leave the Astros at the end of this year. We don't they kept talking about how he's a free agent. And I was like, every time, like I've heard it 30 times, and so that's how I know that. God, I Carlos Correa. I mean, they keep saying the Red Sox guy said he wants out of there. He's not coming to Boston. I Carlos Correa. But I don't like him anyway. But yeah, he's a great player. He's talented. I mean, he's got good bat.
I think he'll arrive in the AL East.
He's in Houston. He's out of Houston though. He's getting paid somewhere big. He's having a great year. He's getting big money.
I think he's gonna roll into the AL East.
Oh God. Oh jeez.
But listen to who?
Better not be the Yankees, because that's.
I think it's gonna be the Orioles. I think the Orioles are a dark horse team to get Correa this offseason. They're nasty. Correa has a lot of bad blood with the AL East. I know he wants in there to tear it up.
Wait, do you think Baltimore's got a lot of potential in like a year or two? Because they have.
Oh yeah, they have a fantastic farm system. Like they're gonna be a force in a couple of years. I can promise you that.
Oh, Baltimore. I mean, remember Baltimore had Adam Jones and like Chris Davis? How good they were sick that 1 year. But the Red Sox were better, but they were good. Like they had a nasty team.
All right, the next player, and this guy caused a lot of waves throughout his career as being wanting out of his team, but Chris Bryant. Where do you think Chris Bryant's going to end up?
I think he'll go back to Chicago. I think he likes
Chicago?
Yeah, I think he'll stay.
I think Chicago's got the money to pay him, and I just really think that he's like a Cubbies for life kind of guy. Like Cubbies won that World Series with them. Like other players may, but I don't know. Chris Bryant's like always been like a Cub to me. Like he's not gonna leave the Cubs. Like he did so much for that city. Like this is a really hot take. Behind Jordan and maybe Refrigerator Perry, Walter Payton. I mean, Chris Bryant is gonna be known as a god in Chicago, guys. I mean, he was their best MVP in 2016. The Cubs ended 100 just because of the curse, like 108-year curse. Like Chris Bryant's already one of the greatest Cubs probably in the last 100 years. Like I think he goes back to Chicago. It's such a historical franchise.
You think they give him a long contract deal?
I do. I think. Yeah. Okay, is he 2016 Chris Bryant? He's not as good.
He's balling.
Well, but the Cubs are good. The Cubs are good. The Cubs have not been bad since Chris Bryant's been a rookie, literally. So I'm saying Chris Bryant is a game-changing player on that Cubs team from 2015. And he is going off even this year. Like I haven't watched a lot of Cubs baseball.
1 year.
He is a great. He's third baseman. It's always gonna have a good third baseman. Bring him back. He can hit the home run ball. He's good at both. He's good at hitting home runs. He's got the power. But I've also seen he's a good on base hitter. I've seen him do a lot of opposite field. He's a good. Keep him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up re-signing. But if he didn't, my guess would probably be the Nationals. I think they're looking for that one hitter that they're missing in their lineup. They're looking for that Rendon talent. So
we gotta speed things up here, but before we go, Nationals. What do you think? Why do you think they're not as good? Like after that 1 year, man, they won. Like
a lot of injuries, a lot of COVID cases. Like they just haven't been able to be in a rhythm. That's what's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, they're under 500 right now.
All right, the final player, we're going to switch sports one more time. Richard Sherman, still not signed.
Richard Sherman's done.
Guys, I'm going to say a C right now, and it's going to be painful to say what I'm about to say. God, I hate myself for saying this. The Kansas City Chiefs, watch them swoop in there.
You think?
You know, and it's going to happen, like, right before training camp. He's going to be like, maybe not even training camp. What if it's even like middle of the year? Richard Sherman, week 4, week 5. Hey, I've got a couple games on me, rested. I want to sign somewhere. I want to win a championship. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. The Chiefs they have the Honey Badger, but they need an elite corner. Hello, Richard Sherman, Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl. You're the best team in the AFC. Automatically, Richard Sherman's there. I mean, maybe Buffalo or Tennessee, but
Richard Sherman isn't even that old. He's
not even that old. Like he's rested though. Like week 4. No, he's gonna.
What if I propose this to you guys? Richard Sherman makes his signing as a return to Seattle.
No, that's on the team. Seattle. Russell Wilson's not happy with the team. I
don't think he goes back.
No, I don't. Nope. Hey, Johnny. Here's another one.
He had a good run with them. I think the Seahawks are going to be good this year. I think they'll be as good as they've been.
10-6, or 10-6 team, in my opinion.
Real quickly before we continue, just got a quick breaking news headline. The Pistons got the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Rockets, Cavaliers, and Raptors round out the top 4.
Congrats to Detroit fans.
Huge for the Pistons.
Is it
Cunningham,
though?
welcome to Detroit.
You guys are probably first in something. Sorry.
Welcome to Detroit, Cade Cunningham. Congratulations.
Thanks. Evan Mobley to the Rockets. Jalen Green to the Cavs. And then
Nasty.
James.
All right, that's going to wrap up our free agency predictions. So now let's move on to a quick Ben's breakdown segment. So, Ben, what do you have with us?
Keep it quick. I got to go bias my own team, but this is a big trade. It's a heating up discussion. Celtics trade 2-year point guard, injury-prone point guard Kemba Walker to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which seems to be the team that old stars like to be shipped off to. You got Al Horford that shipped off there, Chris Paul, and now Kemba Walker. So, first of all, Celtics getting Horford, and they get this guy named Moses Brown. I don't know about you, Elliott, but Moses Brown, people are already talking this guy up, and he's going to be really good. He's 21. He had 17 points and 19 rebounds against the Celtics this year. I don't care what anyone has to say. This kid is gonna be good. He's talented. I've watched some of his, and you know how you got him and Robert Williams. I like it. I like this. And Horford is a perfect vet. I know he's 35. Guys, LeBron's 36. Okay, I know LeBron's LeBron, but players can look. Yeah, Al Horford's not that old. Horford was just out all year. He didn't work in Philly. Philly just didn't work with him. They already had Embiid. OKC breasted him. My brother told me this. He's like, he played 29 games this season. Al Horford back this year. We got a shooter now. You can stretch Elliott. You can stretch the floor. Tatum can stretch it out to Horford. Bang. You got two good. Even if Robert Williams gets hurt now, boom. There you go. I mean, but I gotta go into more of Kemba Walker. As like mentally, is he how's he feeling, guys? Because this guy. I mean,
I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah,
I love him. I watched him ball at UConn. Watched him ball in North Carolina. I hate seeing him like this. So I hope everything works out though in OKC. I hope he figures it out. He stays healthy and he gets back to what he used to be able to do.
Yeah. So guys, the other big topic is just the NCAA and this Supreme Court rules of 9. Pretty much the Supreme Court favored all the Supreme Court judges were in favor of cracking down the NCAA to make sure they're not doing anything outside the lines. I think this is a big win for the players because I don't know if you guys ever even watched the show called Ballers. This is where I actually kind of the Penn State crap, even with Sandusky, the way to just penalize Penn State was just BS. Sandusky's one thing, but the way they
he's the one who got caught.
Yeah, not Joe Paterno. Like maybe Joe Paterno knew about it. Like I don't know. Like it's just that. But the NCAA is corrupt. It's corrupt.
Alabama's gonna have a field day now. A field day, paying off athletes for their name and likeness and.
Yeah,
could you argue that it levels the playing field a little bit for recruiting in the future?
What if other teams can pay that money for players? What like Jonny just said. You're looking at like, Alabama's just gonna keep being good, dude. Alabama's already good. Okay, they've already got
it.
Dude, they're gonna have to now. They're gonna have now. There's gonna be guys. Oh, I'm not going there for free. I can get some money out of these people. I can go to Iowa. I can go to freaking Illinois. UCF. Like some of these schools, they got the money. Pull it out. You know what I mean? Like this isn't just Alabama. I think you're having the wrong take on it.
Mm-hmm. So what I think. How I think this might play out is that, the smaller name teams, the lower one teams are going to have to invest a lot of money in a single player, and that player will be their star. And hopefully that one star that they can pull off can attract other audiences.
Yeah.
To other likenesses.
That's the only thing you can get.
Major interests. And then they can build into better players themselves instead of getting a bunch of 5-star recruits everywhere and mashing a bunch of great athletes together. You find one great athlete to be at the heart of your system, and then you pay the rest of them not as much money because coming out of high school they're not worth it, but it doesn't mean that they can't be better. And I think when you use the money as an incentive and say, now even in college, I can tell you exactly how much you're worth. Right now, I can tell you how much you're worth. I can give you a price for how much I think you're worth. And and that will show them how much better they can get. And going in from then into the pros, how much better they can be. I think it's a great stamp to put on everyone. And I think it'd be pretty cool to see their growth from being an underpaid athlete, and it's a great story. Yeah, I was getting paid like nothing compared to these Alabama wide receivers, and you know what? Now I'm getting paid just as much or even more, and I think that's really cool. And I'm glad the Supreme Court finally made this decision because the NCAA, big business, is ruining all of football and basketball and all of it. Always done it. They're cheaters. They're scammers. They're swindlers.
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy puts it better than anyone. They're the big business.
Yeah, and Jay Portnoy is a big businessman.
And they want to throw it back to what looks like bettering their athletes, but isn't doing anything.
Nothing at all.
Leader of the NCAA.
That's the one big business guy that I respect for that reason, not for other. But Dave Portnoy has his things, but he is about like he's like, and look at the NFL, bro. Look at Goodell. Oh, he said something bad about me, dude. Freedom of speech, bro. You can say whatever you want about the NFL. We don't agree with that's why I don't like Goodell. Okay, he banned Portnoy from going to Patriots to Super Bowl games. Like why? Because he said
that was a petty move. He just did it because he could.
Yeah, that's just stupid. Portnoy was like just
you whipped it out and put it
like just for that. Like you're just a soft bit. Like sorry, you're soft for that, man. Like you're literally just a girl for that. Throwing someone out like that. Like this isn't like a teenager like fight here. This is like you guys are grown men. Just let the guy into the stupid stadium. You know, he's paying money. He's paying the $2,000 you already charged these fans to pay. Okay. All these corporate, half the people at the game of the Super Bowl are corporate people. It's not even real fans, you know? They're already paying enough money. Why would you throw them out of the game? You're making money, dude. Like, that's just NFL.
Back to the topic of the NCAA, though, for those of you that are listening. Basically how, Brett Kavanaugh is one of the Supreme Court justices. How he described it is that the way the athletes should be treated is not as amateurs anymore. Mm-hmm. Like any other student that's not a student athlete can go out and get a paid internship and work and do what they're studying to do and go out there and get paid for that. So should athletes. They go to the school for maybe a business degree, but their business is in sports. So let them get paid for their business.
Yeah.
It's an internship. They might get a job after. They might get a full-time job with this company that they've been interning with their whole 4 years, or they might not. They might have to get a job somewhere else. So it should be treated the same way, and you should stop using this BS excuse that, they're amateur athletes, man. The amateurism should only be used in porn. It shouldn't be used in sports.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for the NCAA. You got players that are actually playing for what they're worth. The NCAA can't take advantage of them anymore. So as a NCAA athlete, you love to see this. This is what you've been waiting for since you were a little kid. Like, this is like we're in exciting territory for the NCAA and the future of what it has to hold. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. It definitely is good for, especially the mentality, and it will probably drive a lot of lower income athletes to push even harder.
Yeah, to get money. I mean, Elliott, that's the best point you made right there.
Yeah, money. Know that they can get out of
reward. Risk reward right there. You worked harder, man. You get that money. You're going to college. You're already getting you get paid already.
Yeah, so, yeah. You at least get something out of all this work you put into.
Exactly.
At any degree that you play.
All right, that's going to wrap up Ben's breakdown. So now we move on to the final segment of today. I guess we'll call it a little bit of a fantasy draft. We'll go a little shorter. Today is going to be 4 rounds, and it's going to be about athletes who didn't pan out in the pro field. The order is myself, then Ben, then Elliott. 4 rounds, so let's get started. We'll be quick, and we'll wrap up the episode. So with the first pick, Team Mondo is gonna snag Tim Tebow, the man who was arguably the greatest college football player ever, and just won a playoff game in the NFL and played in the MLB like minors. Dude just didn't piece it all together like he needed to. So Tim Tebow, welcome to the squad.
All right. I wanted Tim Tebow, but I'm gonna go with Johnny Manziel. Johnny.
Oh, yeah. That's a great one.
I mean, he partied too hard and it got to his head, and now tried to play in the Canadian League, didn't work out. Tried to play for the XFL.
Yeah.
Bankrupt. Mostly because of COVID, I really wish that XFL did pan out, but
All right, Ben, you have 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I gotta go first. I mean, this one. Am I wrong to say this? But Marcus Mariota, remember how good he was in college?
He was nasty when he was with
Everyone's
Oregon.
like, oh, he's gonna be so good in the NFL, and he
Yeah.
was good. I mean, he was pretty like that was a sad one. And I gotta go for my second one, guys. I mean, we were not even alive. The year you're a San Diego Charger or LA Chargers fan now, but man, you had the chance to draft Peyton Manning, and you took Ryan Leaf. But Ryan Leaf was a great quarterback in college. So another one. What a sad story, man. Ryan Leaf goes to jail for a while. He had drug issues. I think he got a couple of DUIs. So like someone like Ryan Leaf, I mean, that's just a sad story, guys. I mean, he was such a legend in college. I mean, he was arguably better than Manning. He was better than Manning in college, they say. And he dropped it in the NFL. He was terrible. I don't know if you guys remember him. He's the one that like blew up that reporter. Like started yelling at him. Remember that? It's like a meme. Right? He was one of those like outbursts in interviews. So that was sad.
Yeah.
With mine, I'm gonna go Darko Milicic.
Well, hold on.
yeah.
Did Ben, you took 2, right?
I took Ryan Leaf, and what was the other one I took? What was his name? God. Marcus Mariota. God.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
Yep.
All right, you said Darko?
Yeah, Darko. You guys probably don't know who he is, but he was
I know who he is.
the number 2 pick in 2003 ahead of Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Bosh. And this man averaged 2 points a game in 96 games in 3 seasons.
Hey, if you imagine
Up to that height.
the Pistons were good in 2004, guys. They won a title. Imagine if they got Melo or like on that team, they won like 2 more titles if they had like even rookie Melo.
Facts. They'd be unstoppable.
Or
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade would be insane.
Facts.
Maybe
They
would
have had a different.
maybe the Pistons wouldn't have
Won. They
draft pick
won
this
in the
year.
06. I mean, you put Dwayne Wade on the Pistons are winning like 3 straight titles. Right there.
All right. You ready for this, boys?
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that. I am a person that believes in second chances. I think America is the land of second chances. Except for when it comes to this dude, Mr. Jabba the Hutt, you fat, slovenly, no good, laid out. Come on, man. And listen, that's...
I'll take Jamarcus Russell, please. Thank you.
Yes.
You know what? I knew he was going to be on like that. Bust.
So, yeah, Jamarcus Russell, welcome to the squad. I'm also going to take, I guess at this point, he's more of an actor than a football player. But Brian Bosworth, a man who didn't pay off, got run over by Bo Jackson, was supposed to be the most fearsome man alive and was just a waste of space on the defense.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Greg Oden.
God, that was mine.
It's a good one.
He was drafted in first round, never really panned up, never really lived up to the hype coming out of Ohio State, and he's 7 foot freaking tall center, and just
Kevin Durant.
never could do it. Going into Portland his freshman year in the NBA, and the draft with Kevin Durant and couldn't do it.
Darko Milicic. God, that's a name. Like, that and Greg Oden are just 2 like people. I'm just like, damn. Like, what a bust. I mean, going into me, this is where it gets a little harder. You're starting to get into some players that I might have. Guys, I don't know if you guys know the name of this one. This is for these all you Penn Staters out there, if you're listening. What's his name? John Carter. You guys you know what I'm talking about? Or what's his name? You know what I'm talking about from Penn State?
No.
Drafted by the Bengals. Let me. What's his name? I always forget his name. I think it's John Carter or something. But I feel bad because usually I know this is no Kajana Carter. God damn it. He was this guy. Guys, he was the first overall pick in '95. And I just remember this guy went to Penn State. He was unreal, Heisman winner. He was supposed to be one of the greatest running backs ever, and he ended up just being a flat out bust. I mean, the Bengals could have had Steve McNair that year, guys. And if you guys remember Steve McNair, MVP in the NFL in 03, could have had him. Warren Sapp, they passed on Warren Sapp, Hall of Famer right there. Ty Law, he wasn't, Derek Brooks, so a lot of good players in that draft, and they took Cardano Carter for good reason, but he
Wander Franco Dinger.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that.
Oh crap! A-Rod just gave him a home run. That weird.
Yeah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, I'm good now. But damn it, E-Rod has been awful this year. But no, Kajana Carter, that right there, that's a sad one. You guys, you know how it is now.
Yeah, I just Googled it. So
he was a bust. He was huge though in Penn State.
Tough. Who's your final pick?
Yeah, Kajana Carter is high up there, and this is a hard one. I'm gonna have to go with Tim Couch. I was thinking Tim Couch.
That's a good one.
He's another one, guys. The Browns really first overall. I think was he the first overall pick in 2002? Or is it, no, he was 2000.
I don't remember. He was so long ago.
99. He was 99. 99. I was like, what? 99, because Brady was 2000. And I know he wasn't drafted because Brady, but he's 99. Another one, guys, went to Kentucky. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever to play at Kentucky. Heisman candidate. And he just never panned out. He wasn't as bad. I don't think he was as bad as people say. I've looked him up, and he was on the rookie on the all rookie team this year. He took the Browns to the playoffs. From 02, Tim Couch was the starting quarterback. So they had a good year-ish, but still just people talk about Tim Couch and how that just didn't pan out. What a bust. But that's just with the Browns, guys. The Browns are just cursed. But Baker Mayfield is changing it. Baker is changing it. So,
all right, Elliott, who's your last pick?
My last pick is Drew Henson. So you guys know Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders, but y'all know who?
Yes, he started over Tom Brady at college, and he was not good as Tom. He was not as good as Tom Brady.
He took over Tom Brady's spot, and
he wasn't as good as Tom Brady even in college, though.
Mm-hmm. He was drafted in 1998 by the Yankees in the MLB, too, and where he recorded a single hit and 1.11 batting average in 9 bats. He retired in 2004 and spent most of his time on the Dallas bench. Never really did anything. And he generated a lot of hype in Michigan after Tom Brady had left and just, never did anything at all.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. He had this raw talent. That's the one with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was just, I kind of looked at that too. Damn, what a waste. This guy looked like a beast. He was fast, big, bigger, better athlete than Tom Brady, but
yeah,
couldn't. He was, but listen, as a QB, Tom Brady, number 10 out there, was the better quarterback. I hate if Michigan doesn't sit out Tom Brady. Michigan might have won the national championship that year because they lost one of the games because Drew Henson got them down 17-0. You never know. And he beat Alabama on that Orange Ball. So I'm just saying that Drew Henson, yeah, he was hyped up. And that's the thing. He was so hyped up in college from just a high school athlete that they had to start him in the freaking games because he'd go play baseball. And Tom Brady, Brady's why am I spending time with this guy? Tom Brady's I'm better than him. No, I feel bad for Tom Brady.
Okay, with the final pick in the draft of the night, I'm going to take the big man himself, Mr. Kwame Brown. His career-defining moment is he combined for 82 points with Kobe Bryant, where he scored 1. So, Kwame Brown, you former number 1 pick, welcome to the squatted bus. Thank you very much.
Yeah. hey, he was part of that 81-point game. That's all that matters.
He was in there. He snuck that point in, All right, that's
2013. He was making over $2 million.
Guys, how about it was just an honorable mention. Just not really. Anthony Bennett, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, but he was good in the NFL until he murdered people.
True.
Yeah, he was good in the NFL.
Jeremy Lin.
Off.
Jimmy Lin, was Jimmy Lin really hyped up in college? Because he just had that one like.
He was hyped up for like a month in the NBA and then just like disappeared.
Like Tebow's the best one because Tebow like he was so good in college, bro. Like,
yeah.
The Heisman candidate every year, but Jimmy Lin was just Linsanity. It was a phase. I remember it. It's almost 10 years ago now. Linsanity, 2012, New York Knicks.
It's been a while. All right, everyone. That's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Peace out.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Sport Mind Avenue podcast.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our page. And stay tuned for more of our podcasts and exclusive content in the future.